Hello, hiya, top of the day to you all. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are. Today, we want to talk to this gentleman in front of us, and we just want to tell him, Mr. Putin, take your soldiers and go home. Putin, take your soldiers and go home. You have lost this war. You have lost this war. Anyhow you look at it, man, you have lost this war. Internally, even in Moscow, in Soviet, Russia, your own people has come out to demonstrate that they are not in support of you. Do you know what it means to demonstrate in Russia? To make a protest. You don't do it. This is a socialist country. People don't protest. But the Russians have came out massively to protest against Putin. Over 1,000 people were arrested. And people are still planning more protests. So internally, you have lost. Your own people now sees you like the aggressor. That's for that. You see, before Putin attacked Ukraine, he came out with a publication that they are doing it to help the Ukrainians to bring back the USSR together. That was his own appeal to the people. But later, thanks for the Western world, NATO, and all the rest, NATO push their own side of their argument to the United Nations. And the United Nations saw it was Russia that was the aggressor. Even when they voted, there was nobody in favor of Russia. Nobody in the United Nations. We had 3 absentees, which means people who sat on the fence who says, Russia, you are doing bad. Fine. And the world came out with sanctions. You see, did you know what it means that banks, Russian international banks, are being frozen? If you are using that bank, you can't do business with that bank. The billionaires, you see, millionaires, people that matters, their accounts were frozen in the UK, in Germany, in Italy, in America, in Poland too. At least that was not enough. Their central bank, Russian central bank, as we are talking now, has been blocked, which means Putin cannot reach his foreign reserve. The only transaction that he can do now is cash. How many people do transaction with cash these days? So on the public opinion, he has lost. The information of a thing too, he has lost. Economy, Putin has also lost and is still losing. Then, when he sent his troop into Ukraine, Putin thought, the world thought that it would take him 48 hours to overrun the country and establish a Ukrainian who will be his puppet. But the Russian army met resistance from the Ukrainian soldiers. They met resistance. They hold them back. Fine, they were able to go into the country, but not until you have taken the capital. You have not won the war. Even citizens enlisted came out that they want to fight. And you know what? The average Russian soldier, if he kills a Ukrainian, the feeling he gets that I have just killed my brother. Historically, these are people from the same culture, from the same background. You know what I mean? So, the soldiers are not 100% willing to fight. They have just been pushed because one man single-handedly wanted them to do that, to fight against their brother. So, like we said before, Putin has lost in the informative war because the Ukrainian president keep coming out. This is the situation on ground. We are not giving up. We are going to fight back. Economically, if Putin does not go back from now till 2 days, the Russian economy is going to be crumbled. Because like what I said, their central bank has been blocked. You know what we call shift? Russia cannot do any business now. The world came with a heavy sanction. Even Germany, that I said was not prepared to fight against Russia or Soviet because of the Germans have said they are sending troops now. So the war is just starting. And what is Putin's response? One, he was begging, calling the Ukrainians to come for peace talk. He said, let them meet in Belarus to talk for peace talk. It's not like two countries are fighting. You are the one invading them. So which peace talk are you going to talk about? So that is why we are telling you, take your soldiers and go home. There is no need for peace talk. Then, on the other hand, is asking his military department that has to do with the nuclear weapon to be alert. So what is he doing? He's trying to negotiate on one hand, and on the other hand, threatening the world. So, Mr. Putin, it's you against the world. It's you against everybody. It's you against NATO. You against United Nations. How can you survive this? How can you survive this? There's only one way out. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Realize you have lost the battle. Nobody forced you into it in the first place. Take your soldiers and go home. Take your soldiers and go home, Mr. Putin. I was surprised that the Ukrainians, everybody took arms. The Ukrainians are close to 60 million people. We know those who are old and not too strong left, but the bulk of those young men stayed behind and said they were going to fight. This is our country. If we have a problem, it's ours. You don't come here and try to change things. So Putin was surprised that he met resistance from his countrymen, from Ukraine, and even from the world. So there's only one thing left, Mr. Putin. Please take your soldiers and go home. So that is where we will draw the curtain. If it is the first time you're watching our video, we ask you to subscribe to this channel so that each time we make video, it comes directly to you. Don't forget to like and comment too. And for our returning subscribers, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. We're one big family. So, like we always say in this channel, we will catch you when we make the next video. Until then, we'll say bye bye, chooks, adios, au revoir, hasta la vista. Thank you again.